estate. You know why? Because real estate has no barriers to entry. The test ain't that hard. It costs you no money. No disrespect. If we want to start a dry cleaner here on Arrow or Foothill or something like that, we need hundreds of thousands of dollars. We don't have it. We got to borrow it, blah, blah, blah. And then we still expect to invest money in marketing and people and everything else. But you guys start real estate, you don't think like a business owner. Running a business and growing. You want your business plan? Number one, who you surround yourself with. And there are 3 places to reinvest in business with the highest possible return. I'm opinionated. You don't have to agree with me. Are you ready? Number 1, coaching, mentoring. How on earth are you going to change the quality of business if you don't change the quality of the people you hang out with? If you hang out with Gates and Zuckerberg and all these people every week of the year, by the end of the year, you're going to be expecting more of yourself. It's human nature. Change who you hang out with. In 2013, I spent $60,000 to hire a coach by the name of Keith Cunningham. I met him at a Tony Robbins Wealth Mastery event. He was the primary speaker. He still travels with Tony Robbins. 60 grand, and I had to fly to Texas to go coach with him every quarter. The next year, I liked it so much, I re-upped it in 2014. $120,000 I spent on him in 2 years. That's more than anyone I know spends in coaching. What's happened to my business since 2014? Right? There is a direct correlation between your own, please write this down, your own identity and who you hang out with. Identity and self-worth is everything. Your self-worth will determine your net worth. If you work on yourself beautifully. Number 1, mentoring, coaching. It can be the paid kind like I do, but it can be the free kind also. You have resources and access to people all over the place. Don't take advantage of it. Heck, there's a broker, owner, branch. There are people out there that you admire. You could just invite them out for 15 minutes for a latte to ask questions with a yellow pad. And people are going to be flattered that you're seeking them out for information. Do you know that the busiest people who are the highest producers are absolutely flattered by people asking them for help with questions and advice? And they're looking for people to leave a legacy to. They're looking for people to educate. Nobody ever approaches them. It's ridiculous. There's so much good stuff out there. The problem is you don't want to break out of your comfort zone and have conversations with people and humble yourself enough to say, look, I want to change. This is not good enough. Everything you always wanted is just outside your comfort zone. Everything you always wanted is just on the other side of fear. Anybody ever watch that Will Smith skydiving video? Check it out on YouTube. It's 3 minutes long. It's excellent. Okay? Let's continue. Number 1, mentoring. That's your number 1 return on investment. It's the highest return on investment. It can change your business forever or life. Number 2, people. You have to lever and delegate through people. It takes a village to build a business. A village. I'm a coach. I was even having a conversation with some old friends here, and Roger. Where's Roger? Roger, there he is. So, oh, by the way, my first ever speaking event in your industry, when I was just getting started, was at the invitation of that guy in this room. Is that freaky? Like 6-7 years ago or something like this. Thank you, Roger, right? Okay, we're having a conversation. He's saying, do you want other coaches? And I have no desire to have other coaches. That's not my dream. My dream is for me to mentor in a greater scale in some way, right? So I have a team of 13 people supporting me now. 13. Rosalind's amazing. She's like 5 by herself, but we have 12 others. And we're about to hire a 14th right now in the next 24, 48 hours. It takes a village, but you're afraid to invest in people. Why? Money fears, self-worth issues. Nobody in my family's ever been successful before. How could I be? I don't know how to run a business. If people knew the skeletons in my closet, why on earth would anybody would follow me? How can I attract good people? Where are all the good... All this stuff. The self-talk is a saboteur. Number 2 is growing through people. So if you're doing a business plan for next year, item number 1 is who are 5 people you're going to hang with more. Item number 2 is what roles am I going to add to my business? I don't care if it's part-time for small dollars or a big deal or whatever. What am I going to add to my business to lever and delegate? It's the second greatest catalyst in business. People make this thing go. I always tell the story when Rob started with me, right? A number of years ago, I hired her part-time $2,000 a month because that's all I was comfortable to pay at the time. Okay? Within 6, 7, 8 months, I don't remember the exact numbers, but within 6, 7, or 8 months, our monthly income had increased by 16, 17K. And guess what was the only difference in my business? That woman, right? Now she's doing crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, total breakthrough stuff, right? It takes people. I always joke that if she left, I would just start weeping for a couple of years, I guess. I don't know, something like that, right? Everybody understand how that works? People make it roll. But let's go to number 3, and I want to spend a little time digging into number 3 on your business plan. Is how are you going to change your marketing? It's the 3rd highest return on investment in business. Now, there's the less expensive stuff, the warmer stuff called database, and then there's the more expensive stuff that's cold marketing. When I mean more expensive, it takes more time and money to get a lower result. Yet your industry preaches and preaches and preaches and preaches and preaches and preaches the freaking cold marketing. Stupid. NAR came out with a statistic that said last year 65% of real estate transactions came from sphere and past client only. But coaches are still running around, door knocking, cold calling. Listen to me carefully. I will never ever door knock in my business. Never. I will never cold call in my business. Never. We don't do it. Why? It's a terrible use of time. It's a low return on investment activity. If you're good at it, and you privately coach with me, I would make you do more, because you're good at it. But otherwise, I ain't encouraging you to do that stuff. That's backwards. You got it backwards. You start from the inside out. Database. So I want to spend a few minutes with you on 2 things, on databases, if you will. Unless you radically change who you hang out with. Okay? Now, I'm not telling you to divorce your husband or wife. I'm not saying to do that. That is not my intention here. There may be some family members you need to spend less time with, but you need to surround yourself with better people. Jim Rohn's famous quote was, "You are the sum of the 5 people that surround you the most." It is everything in life and business. Okay? So we need to start here. The top of your business plan should be, what 5 people am I going to surround myself with more this year? It is more important than anything else. It's the only one. Look, I got a question for you. Let's assume that during KJ's tenure running You're Not a Rep here next year, he has me come here every Friday for the whole year, or Tuesday for the whole year. And I'm going to bring my buddies with me. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, okay, Jeff Bezos. They're going to come with me every week here. We're going to hang out for an hour and talk business. What does your business look like at the end of next year? And everybody always looks at me and goes, like, it would look great. Yeah, so? Why don't you do something about it? You have free access to them all over the internet. You don't use it. What do you listen to on the car ride down here? What do people do on that? I remember I was with, I can say this out loud because she lets me, Jennifer Avalon, who's #1, Keller Williams Downey, very strong producer, great gal, right? So I meet with her for the first time. She's interested in private coaching, and I asked her, what did you listen to on the way down here? And she said, salsa. And I said, I don't remember what I said. It wasn't you're screwed, but it was something to that effect. And she said, how can you say that to me? I haven't even hired you to be my coach. I'm interviewing other coaches. And I said, yeah, you're still kind of screwed. She hired me anyway. I don't know what got into her. But does everybody understand? The problem is not salsa. The problem is, are we being intentional about what we're filling our minds with? Did you know that there are more and more studies out there to prove that our thoughts actually affect the physiology of our brain? That literally, listen to me carefully, negative thoughts create brain damage. Positive thoughts do the opposite. There are a bunch of scientists that now believe that Alzheimer's is caused by negative thinking and diet, as opposed to all the caca that people are telling you out there. I'm sorry, but I'm opinionated about this stuff. Because I have a father-in-law who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and interestingly enough, when we took him off all his meds but 1 for sodium, he's getting better. I mean, like really good better, like physically better and mentally strong. He didn't have Alzheimer's. I'm sorry, okay? Be careful what goes in. You have to take home control of your mind. Okay, I'm not here to, profess my faith and evangelize people in this room, but there is a great verse from the Apostle Paul that said we need to bring every thought into captivity. And the Bible states the obedience of Christ. Now, if that's your belief set, wonderful. If it's not, I'm still going to recommend you bring every thought into captivity. The biggest challenge you have is the battle for the precious 6 inches between your ears. That's the precious battle for real estate that's going on here, right? Number 1, who are you going to surround yourself next year? Please jot this down. If you're taking notes, write this down. If you're not taking notes, write this down. Oh, by the way, business owners think on paper, so if you're not taking notes, there's no way you're going to grow a business.